Hello everyone, my name is Ulysses Gontes, otherwise known on here as AlexCD Animates, and today I'm going to be explaining what happened with ESN, why I've been radio silent on my YouTube channel, and the studio that was Mijares Gontes Studios, and what came of it. This is going to be a really unscripted ramble session about why things happened the way they did. I'm going to try to explain as much as I can without without showing too much information out of the respect for my friends, because this does involve a lot of my friends. And of course, it goes without saying, don't harass anyone mentioned in this video. This is strictly business relating to me and a former best friend of mine. With that out of the way, I need to backtrack to 2024 during the production of East End first episode, JOB. I had begun sophomore year already working on East End because I had been working on it during the summer, and a fellow student at my school approached me. His name was Yakov Mijares, and he asked me if I wanted to help him out with a series he was making called Funnyville, a successor to his older show called Funny. Me personally wanting to be an animator and running a show with a friend has always been a dream of mine, so I obviously said yes, and we began coming up with ideas for the show. Things wouldn't really come about it until the second semester of the sophomore year, where I had already uploaded East End's first episode, and he became inspired, so to speak, and began telling me that he wanted to resume work on Funnyville because it had previously paused. By this point, he had become my best friend. We would hang out very often. He would take me out to eat. I would try to do my best to pay him back. Overall, we had kind of established a sort of brotherhood. We were very close and we were very trusting of each other. He had tasked me to design some of the characters for the show, and he was writing the script work and doing most of the animating. By this point, I had began working on the second episode for East End, so I was already having a busy workload, but I obviously really wanted to pursue this project with him, so I went ahead with it anyways, even if it was limiting me on my personal work. And throughout the rest of the school year and into the rest of the summer, we began working on the pilot of Funnyville. Yakov began having second doubts about the pilot and the direction it was going, so he decided to cancel the pilot and completely redo it. We decided to upload the pilot unfinished, and it got a lot of views. It got about 470 views before the channel's deletion, which I'll get to in a minute. By this point in time, he had began sort of pushing me to upload my show East End onto our partnership YouTube channel called Mijares Gontes Studios. I had a lot of second doubts about it. I had asked him, what if we have a creative split? What's going to happen to my show? And he said, none of that's going to happen. You're going to upload it, and it's going to be beneficial for both of us. So I eventually agreed and uploaded the first episode onto the YouTube channel, and it got a lot less views than it did on my personal channel. By August, he had began laying the groundwork for the first official polished out episode of Funnyville, and on August 29th, 2025, I uploaded East End Season 1 Episode 2. And I thought it would be pointless to kind of upload the second episode to my personal channel, so I left it as a Mijares Gontes Studios exclusive, leaving it on the channel for people to come to the channel, away from my channel, and watching it on our channel. By this point, a lot of personal issues came up for me in junior year, and I had began feeling really demotivated, but Yakov ended up giving me the motivation back, and I was working on episode 3 of East End and the first episode of Funnyville. And for the rest of the school year, we had put all our heart and soul into the first episode of Funnyville. I still have video of our recording sessions, recording voice lines for the character on my phone saved because I wanted to show it to people, and I wanted this to be super public. I had so much passion for this project. I have so much care for this project. I cared about it so much. It was one of the things keeping me going. Yakov began having a creative block by February, and the project was halted. It was originally supposed to be released February 18th, 2026, but it eventually had a big roadblock where I was supposed to finish a bunch of the final scenes, and for the rest of the school year, I was halting work on East End to work on Funnyville scenes. I had to study the rigs that he had created. I had to make my own storyboards for it. I had to do a bunch of this stuff on my own, and it was very stressful because he was putting a lot of pressure on me. Not him putting pressure on me, but our funder putting pressure on us because he had gotten funding from an individual. By April, I finished one of the scenes that I was supposed to do, and I admit I could have taken a lot less time on it, but I was really demotivated at that point as well due to another personal mishap happening to me. By that point, he began getting his creative footing back, and we began pushing through the final bits of the first episode. We planned a release for May 13th, 2026, but it got pushed back due to audio issues and him wanting it to be perfect. The first episode of Funnyville released on May 26, 2026, to very good reception from many people around our circle. A lot of kids at school would quote lines from the episode to me that I had voiced. A lot of people were saying that this was like going to be the next big thing, and I was really motivated. For the sake of some people, I'm not going to say what happened, but he began pushing a lot of people away. He had pushed me away. I had called him one last time, and he was saying that he was worried about what I thought of him. And I was telling him I was doing nothing but offering my kindness and compassion towards him. I was saying that you're my best friend. I'm always going to be here for you. I'm always going to be here for you, Yakov. And we ended the call, and I hadn't heard from him since. Over the course of a week, I attempted to get into contact with him by any means necessary, and he never responded. A few days go by and a fellow student asks about what happened to Funnyville, and I'm confused. What do you mean what happened to Funnyville? I asked, and he said, it's gone. The channel is gone. I log on to YouTube Studio through Army Had His Gone to Studios account, and it's all blank. There's nothing there. It says this channel doesn't exist. An error has occurred. Retry. And I immediately try looking on the Google account on my phone, and it's missing. The Google account was deleted by him. At this point, I am upset. I am very upset and distraught at why he would do this. And I end up trying to get into contact with one of his old colleagues named It's Just Jay. And Jay reveals to me that he had been talking to Yakov through WhatsApp, and it hurts me because he never got into contact with me. He never gave me a phone number I could call him from. It's Just Jay told me that he had deleted all of his socials and was only talking to him through WhatsApp. And I had told Jay, tell Yakov that Ulysses needs to talk to you right now. Unfortunately, Jay got ghosted as well, and I have yet to hear back from Yakov. All in all, for the past year, I worked on a show with Yakov Mihares, and he was more than just a friend to me. He was like a brother to me. And what hurts isn't just the loss of the channel, it's the loss of a possible future for me. I had really kind of put into realization that this could be a future for me, and I could probably make a living off of doing what I loved with my best friend. And not only was the content lost, but my show's second episode that got 205 views is gone. It's not on the channel anymore. I can't recover those views. I don't know what I'm going to do. I re-uploaded East End Season 1 Episode 2 a few days ago, and it only has about 40 views, which disheartens me because I got 205 views on a previous channel, and now it's all gone. We were best friends first and business partners second. I told him so. If the channel had to go, I was the one who should have been notified first. He should have told me. I deserved an explanation from the very beginning, and he never gave me one. Even if the friendship had to end, I deserved to know, and instead I was left with silence. Yakov, I don't know if you're watching this video, but if you are, all I wanted from the beginning was the truth. I wanted you to tell me what was going on and why you decided to delete the channel. And if by some miracle you're watching this video, you managed to grow balls and watch this video, Yakov, you're no friend of mine. Friends don't do this to each other. They don't go behind their back and delete something that they created together. All I have to say now is just fuck you, Yakov. I don't know if I want to talk to you again. As for East End, the show isn't dead, and I am in fact working on the third episode, and I'm very proud of how it's coming along so far. I still have the files, I still have a story, and despite everything that's happened, I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep persevering, and I'm going to create my beautiful show. I'm going to find the audience that's right for me, and I will persevere. Thanks for listening.
Side note, while editing, I realized that I hadn't explained that Yakov is doing okay right now. He is doing a lot better than he was, but I'm still very hurt because I realized that he's beginning to take a film class and completely ditched me and the project that we made together, which is very heartbreaking to me. He is doing okay though, if any of you are concerned.